Thank you so much for inviting me for this great conference. Today, I'm going to talk about multilingual read aloud, 10 strategies for teachers to support immigrant student success. Let's get started. So, problem statement. I'm talking about in the US context, but I think it's most countries can apply this. Most the lead teacher, the classroom teacher who are working at early childhood education in the US are English native speakers or monolinguals. While the population of dual language learners are increasing, the population of students are more the international students, or I would say immigrant students. The teachers at ECE are not familiar with using other languages or cultures in the classrooms and need to learn how to support multilingual children and family more effectively. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but there is also standard for English learners, so-called English language development application, so-called WIDA. In 2021, the WIDA early for birth to 5 young children is published, and then I want it to show how it can be applied for ACE. And I think many countries also have the similar situation. There's many monolingual teachers versus the increasing multilingual students population. So my research question, the study exam, the how teachers at ECE, I would say either monolingual or bilingual teachers at ECE have implemented the ASCEND model, not the deficit model, into their classrooms before and during pandemic, and maybe after pandemic now. And how language-focused or culture-focused story time would help young children, including multilingual children, how they can learn and develop their dual languages, or not only just English, the target languages, but also their home languages, whatever it is, in early childhood education settings. So many literacy review, many studies shows that dual language learners, or we can call English language learner or English as a second language learners or multilingual learners and immigrant students in ECE can bring rich cultural and linguistic resources and assets into the classroom. Yeah, many researchers agree nowadays, right? And bilingual or multilingual education can support their cognitive, linguistics, and social emotional development, not delay it. So especially the recent research 2011, Paradis, Janissa, and Kragow showed. I use the research method as a mixed qualitative, more qualitative focus, but there's also quantitative data collection. And I use the Qualtrics for survey and other interview and video. So the first thing, teachers workshop, 2 virtual workshop on WIDA early, the English language development, the standards I introduce for all the teacher staff and at SCE. And there is an essential action promising practice, very practical action, manual 2021. I introduced both of them as professional development. And also there's a teacher survey and interview, the follow-up interview. In classroom observation, multilingual story time, I would say, or bilingual story time. So main focus is 2 pre-K teachers and 2 bilingual teachers participated in conducting bilingual story time. And it was observed and analyzed using the software Go React. So let me go back to my main point about this presentation. How we can run either monolingual or bilingual teacher can run the bilingual story time. The first one is communication with the main teacher and bilingual teacher. So identify and compile a list of books for bilingual story time. So I would say select books teacher, either monolingual or bilingual, which means you are already familiar with in their home languages. If you're English native speaker, then think about English. Or bilingual, either Spanish, Arabic, Korean, you can think about that. It is really crucial to identify the languages spoken by students at home. So to get to know your own students' population is really important. As I mentioned before, my research context, the home language was Spanish, Arabic, and French were spoken, right? So you can include those three words. If it's it's a Dearborn, Michigan, context. If it's in maybe Ann Arbor in Michigan or in Korea, then you can include Korean and English. Does it make sense? So, for example, instead of just, the very hungry caterpillar, one of the most popular, the kids book, it's available in Arabic and English and you name it. A lot of foreign languages translated. Or brown bear, brown bear. So we picked those top two as the one of the book selection. And first one, we use the Arabic, and then brown bear using Spanish. So you can talk with the lead teacher and then select. Step 2, obtain bilingual books or ebooks, explore online resources, or borrow them from the library or e-library, or you can use the YouTube, like media. During the pandemic, this research conducted right after reopening after pandemic. So it was not easy to get the paper copy, especially the library was still closed, right? So for instance, we use the story time, with a YouTube, the link, okay? And then after that, I was able to borrow the book, and then they also shared after that too. So this is example, like this is a kind of symbol. The first one is it's Ramadan, Curious George. If you're monolingual teacher, or if you're more familiar with the one word, because based on survey result, I don't think, except the bilingual teacher, nobody consider or identify themselves as bilingual, even though they can speak a little bit and they have experiences to learn foreign language, either Spanish or other French in high school, right? So you can tell the teacher's expectation is a little bit higher than normal. And you don't have to be a perfect bilingual when it comes to bilingual story time. Rather, be ready to use the one words. If you're monolingual, then more focus on culture. Then you can use it's Ramadan, right? However, be careful, not just start with the Ramadan, but try to find what is the common culture you can invite all students. That means Curious George, the very common character every kids love, right? So it's Ramadan, Curious George. So this is the symbolized for monolingual teacher can lead this bilingual story time. And the second book is the very hungry caterpillar with the Arabic. So bilingual teacher can read the very hungry caterpillar in Arabic or in Spanish, and then they can introduce what kind of vocab do you want to introduce to our kids? Like the title, right? Either hungry, right? The adjective, or caterpillar. Maybe caterpillar is a little bit difficult. Then it changed what? The butterfly, right? So you can introduce the butterfly in another words. In Korean, I would say nabi. Okay, nabi. And Ramadan, it's good enough. Yeah, Ramadan. Introduce this one word, culture vocab and holiday vocab you can introduce. Make sense? So you might think, well, using one word, I can do that, right? So starting with that, this is really good step, an important step. So step 3, are you following me? Determine the languages to be utilized by monolingual or bilingual teacher. As I mentioned before, monolingual teacher can read a story in English while incorporating some academic vocab in the students' home languages. Even if you cannot speak their home languages, you can invite your friends. That's one of our lead teacher did, right? So suddenly bilingual, multilingual children can be assistant for teachers. And the other lead teacher, she used the Google Translator before the bilingual story time. So she just look it up, like what is called the butterfly. Okay. So just one word, hijab or Ramadan or numbers 1 to 10 in Arabic. On the other hand, bilingual teacher can read primarily in home languages while introducing some academic word in English or equivalent vocabulary. Incorporate universal song to engage students. So now the number 10 step, out of 10, 4 to 7 is pre-story time activity. You might already know, so use what you're already doing or what you already know. That means the universal song. You can start with the song with the bilingual story time. So before you read a story. So Common Mother Goose or Twinkle Twinkle or Happy Birthday to You in other home languages, or it's okay with motion within English, that's totally fine. And number 5, welcoming greeting song. And I just put it here, peace be upon you, how are you? Like salam alaikum, kaifa ahal. Please forgive my pronunciation, but this is what my Arabic bilingual teacher, she did, okay? And pre-story time activity, step 6, is help students, including dual language learner or multilingual learner, express their feelings by using big emoji feature. So how I'm feeling. So with this emoji, and then you can see happy, nervous, silly, surprised, then this is kind of fun activity and then icebreaker. Does it make sense? It worked very well with our students. And what about number 7 and 8? The during story time activity. Maybe just read a story time. It doesn't take that long, right? So introduce object or manipulative related to the story at the beginning of reading book. Teachers can present object or manipulative that are relevant to the narrative. What do you think? What can we bring for the very hungry caterpillar? So we provide the card. And also, we really brought the what? Not the butterfly. We brought the butterfly card, but we really brought the fruits. Okay, apple and strawberry. So take out the apple and strawberry. The kids loved it. Okay, and and introduced in Arabic and also Spanish. It was fun. Step 8, be proactive and interactive with students. Teacher can receive some help from dual language learners and also online. So don't be afraid with using the media, but at the same time, your own students. So after story time activity, at the end of the reading story, allow students to stand up and also sing a song, familiar song. This is an important part. So doing again, right? So repeating the fun song. Once the story time is finished, have the students stand up and sing a song they're familiar with. like a twinkle, twinkle, little star, right? Twinkle, twinkle. It's interesting. Yeah. The Twinkle Twinkle is a very common song across the world, I would say. So Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is in the US, and then Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is in Korea. Isn't it interesting, right? So there's also differences, and you can match, some theme with the song and your book. So if time could permit, engage student in activity that reinforce the words or letters from the story. What we did is some game, an activity that reinforce the vocab and letters. So like, bring a word card with a picture, and then the teacher asks, now you are teaching me an Arabic word. What is called strawberry in Arabic? Like that. That was also fun. And wrap up story time with a closing activity. So either game or short quiz, you can do that, even with the young children. And also at the end of our bilingual story time, we gave as a gift a name written in Arabic. So for example, my name is Kyongson, then Kyongson in English, and then write in Arabic, Kyongson. So kids loved it, and we just gave them as a gift. So result, using realia and multimodality was helpful to deliver a bilingual story time, and selection of books were discussed with lead teacher. This is important part, communication, because the lead teacher, they are professional, they're expert, they know, and then you can add, or you can, the work together with bilingual teachers, or I would say the ESL teacher and researchers. Monolingual teachers sensitively selected culture-related books. That can be a good start, right? Introduce them by building background knowledge. For example, Ramadan was introduced from an American kid's perspective. So it's Ramadan, Curious George. Instead of just, the totally just Arabic culture with Arabic, only Arabic, then it's not easy to draw the attention or interest from all students, right? In this way, all students, including multilingual children, learn other cultures. And bilingual teachers selected books which young children already know, like The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and read in one of their home languages. Select one. They also used English, song, realia, game, and body motion to make bilingual story time more fun and engaging. So Luke was talking. So this is more powerful and rewarding experiences, multilingual learner active participation. So multilingual learners wanted to show their knowledge. So whenever they're asked about the other languages, they're so excited, and then they started to talking. And teachers insecurity. This was really fun part. Well, at first, in interview, teachers are, especially at ECE, the teachers are the last person, the teachers are supposed to know everything, and especially in front of the young children, right? So they're afraid of, the pronounce of foreign language. But then when they try to, speak like hijab, right? Make mistake, then young children, multilingual children laugh out loud, and then, that break the ice, and learn from each other. That is also kind of empowering the student and at the same time teachers, okay? And this create more safe and friendly and fun environment and promote interaction and student engagement. So there's some issue or afraid or fear. How can I do that? I'm not a bilingual, right? But you don't have to be bilingual to run bilingual story time. I just share some good strategy, right? So think about this solution. You don't have to know all of them, but there are a lot of online resources, and then you have your own students, right? Use them. And it's not easy to prepare earlier. That's okay. The pictures, video, or just body language, that's totally fine. Write down in the air, right? That works. And this is, I already shared some another result, so you can use that. And American school often have non-native English speakers in mainstream classes. With native English speaker, general education teachers need to learn strategy and technique to modify lesson and address the special needs of non-native English speaker students. So this study provide the current information how teachers adapt to new normal environment, teach multilingual children and family, and learn more effective strategy to teach enrich equity for dual language learner, multilingual learner for our immigrant family and students. And I hope this made teacher raise our awareness of the importance of language and culture-focused education for young multilingual children. And also all either both monolingual, bilingual, they are able to take action and lead multiple story time for their young children after this presentation. Hopefully this can help you, and any comments or question will be welcomed.
Hi, Kyongson. Thank you so much. And thank you also for tuning in from so far away and so late at night. We do actually have a question in the Q&A that I think we have time for. This teacher writes, my MLL classes often have Spanish, Arabic, Chinese, Thai, Lao, other languages that I do not know how to pronounce here, other indigenous languages. Do you have more suggestions for reaching all of these students during story time?
Yeah, thank you for a great question. Yeah, since we have a multilingual students, we cannot reach all of them, right? So at the same time. So don't be afraid. And then, but usually, in our case, there's only one student who can speak, French, and then other just majority was Arabic and Spanish. So what happened is on the wall, you can see the word, the English, picture, and Arabic, Spanish. But then you can pick one language, like, Monday is Arabic time. Tuesday is the Spanish time. Like, take turn. And then also, whenever you are doing, for example, like an Arabic story time, you can still ask, oh, what is called in Chinese? The butterfly. Then the student can answer that. So you can see every student are open their home languages, and then it's really multilingual teaching and learning environment you can see. Does it answer the question? I hope. So it's impossible to use all of the languages. However, you can definitely utilize, okay? And also you can use like the star students, right? So in the morning, make a routine. I think make a routine is the most important part, instead of just one time, celebration of every languages. So like a 5 minutes, today, we're gonna learn to each other about this students, right? So that way they can introduce their home languages and learn to each other.